my word, OMW, the guest coming in, man, somebody that I like, I respect, that I love, and she's dynamic. And she, by the way, you all know her because she is the hostess of the One Show on Viasat One. Show some love, show some love. All right. Now, after showing love, put your hands together. Let us welcome Anita Erskine. All right. This way, and that way. I'm good, and you? Have a seat. Oh. Good to have you here, man.
I love being here. I mean, you have inspired me.
I have.
I want to quit my job.
Hey! No, you were.
But listen, I want to stop everything I'm doing and be you. And be you. I thought you were going to retire and leave all of this to me.
I am. That's why I'm bringing you here. I'm in transition.
Really? I don't trust you.
You don't trust me? What are you doing, man?
I'm hustling, but I'm fine.
You're hustling?
Oh, yeah. But you know, hustle is good. Oh.
Hustle is good?
Yeah,
well,
hustle's good.
You look, you've got it made, man. I mean, you will always keep aspiring, but you're at that level that is really there.
Do you think so?
Well, I think the best is yet to come, but I also think that where you are, you have done so well, and kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The One Show.
Yes, the One Show.
How is it?
It is fantastic. It is the, let me say, it's that opportunity to start being myself.
Really?
Yes.
Explain that.
When you do a lot of shows that are designed for you, you know, or basically, let me just backtrack. We tend to walk into the industry hosting shows that are created, not necessarily with us in mind. So then we go for auditions. And then we make it. So the show belongs to somebody else. The personality, the character of the show belongs to somebody else. And you're just a face.
A face.
Yes. But in this case, the One Show was designed for my target, for my goals, for my ambitions, you know, as an African woman, or as a modern African woman. So hosting it combines so many elements that allow me to, you know, get in the car at the end of the day and, wow, I did make a difference today. And so I'm fulfilled. Wow. You know, very fulfilled.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to feel that way towards what you do.
Absolutely.
It's passion.
It's a bonus. Because when you get paid to do something, you get paid to do it, right? Yeah. But when you get paid to do something and you genuinely love it, and in this case, that the One Show belongs to Viasat, or that the One Show belongs to them, it's an extra bonus that it fits. You know, and I feel connected to it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Show some love, man. Show some love. But it was Jocelyn. Jocelyn was hosting
Jocelyn and PY.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jocelyn. She started it, and then they added.
And PY came in.
PY came in.
I think it was about 2 years or a year and a half into she hosting it. You know.
Then they brought PY.
Yes.
And then they decided to go back to a single person hosting it.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm sure it was a network decision. At a point, the network must have had conversations about the market is changing. People's needs and wants and desires are changing. This is 2015, and that was 2014. A lot of people are talking about women and empowerment, and let's not forget the girls, etc. So I think that it's an issue of time and universe and everything like that coming together in my favor. Viasat could have gone for anybody, I think. They could have gone they could have had auditions, but I think they also...
What, really?
Yeah, I didn't audition for this, no. I would proudly say they probably looked at what I had been doing, you know, because the beginning of 2014, I was pretty quiet until this Vlisco Women's Month event came up, and then suddenly everybody started thinking, oh wow, is she back? What's she doing? Even all the work I'd been doing prior that was on DSTV was still pretty much hidden because it's DSTV and we don't have that many subscribers, obviously, in Ghana. So honestly, I have to say that by the time I got that call from Viasat, I was shocked at first.
Wow.
And then secondly, I said to myself, you know what? My God knows I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And God knows where I take my prayers to and what I pray for. And I have a belief that when it's your time, He puts it all together for you. It may not necessarily have been the most comfortable moment because in my case, I produced the one show before.
Yeah.
In my case, I helped to train and mold Jocelyn and PY. You know, so then suddenly this comes to me on a silver platter. I had to pray about it. I had to pray about it. And I had to say to myself, okay, where are you coming from? What do you want now? Where do you want to go? And does this fit your personality right now? Put everybody else aside. Think about you for once. And that's something that I never used to do. I never used to think about myself.
Really?
I always used to think, oh, how will this person feel, etc. But I worked with a lot of producers along the line, especially I remember my Mnet producer always saying, Anita, you're very selfless, which is a laudable thing to do, but selflessness doesn't pay the bills. And it doesn't help at a point in time.
Yeah, you have to put yourself in there.
KSM, you have to put yourself in there, and for once you have to stop and think about what works for you. So that's what I did in 2014. And I'm proud that I was able to stop and justify why it works for me.
Show some love, man. And I'm going to get into that because it's very interesting. But by the way, so you guys know, when I came from the US long ago, and I did the hit show, Saga of the Returnee, my first performance of the Saga of the Returnee at the National Theatre,
yes.
Anita was the MC. Show us a lot.
And I was what, only 18 or 19.
You're a little kid,
and
man.
forced me to do that. I've never done it before. He said, "Shoo, go and do it." But it was such a beautiful eye-opener.
I actually forgot about it, and then I think you
I think it was last week, last year.
Last year,
we were talking about MC something came up. We were talking about something.
So, that was the first MC.
Yeah, that was my first real public MC.
And you were 18?
I was 18, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember being so nervous.
That's well.
And you were so intimidating. Because you just come from America, American blogger, But
look, I'm hosting you because you are dynamic
and
TV
so you
host.
Contributed.
Well,
no, seriously, if KSM, honestly, unfortunately, we don't have as much time as we want to talk, but I also, growing up and becoming a woman, I've also realized that there are little dots, we're surrounded by these little dots, and two have to connect for the other two to work. It's a bit, it sounds a bit, Mother Earth, bring me down, but it is true. And I think I remember, so many people walking up to me and saying, oh, who are you? Because people hadn't even been watching my show on Metro. And I remember during the break and afterwards, and big men that I only see in the newspapers, oh, you did very well, young lady. And it felt like, if I can do this, then what
There's
else?
more to come.
I can do so many more.
There's more to come. There's a lot, man. What has been so far your most exciting interview on the One Show? Who came out there and got you something to think of?
Ifya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? It is the one moment when I told myself, you're a public figure. You learn to be neutral, regardless of how you feel about the issue or the person sitting in front of you. I didn't know if she wanted the interview in English or in Tree, and she is as controversial as they come. So I didn't know if she would get up and leave if I asked a question. I mean, and you should have seen her when I was having my makeup done. She literally just looked at me like this. The whole
you didn't know her before?
I had never met her.
Really?
Never met her.
Wow.
And again, the most memorable because she had all these issues that had come up, etc.
Yes.
She was handling it her own way, and now was my chance or my turn to handle her in my way. And I didn't know if I would be too politically correct, But let me tell you, it was a fantastic interview.
Yeah.
What I was able to get out of her was this side of her that a lot
I
of
know,
people
that was the
hadn't
first
seen.
time I learned how she smuggled her own kids and traveled
Absolutely.
hours in South Africa. No, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You put a human interest face
I was happy
to the
I
loud
did.
mouth as we see insulting. She's my buddy,
But she's she knows what she wants. And she knows that's how to get what she wants. So kudos to her.
Yeah. How did you feel after the interview?
Relieved. relieved that she didn't say anything that would have, because we're live. I was like, oh God, I'm going to ask her a question. Don't let her get up and leave, or don't let her say anything. No, but she was very well behaved. And she understood the environment I was trying to bring her into, and she understood immediately my personality. And I was very grateful that she gave me a great interview without having to go X-rated on any level.
Show some love, Juanita, man. But you've done lots of this, you know, because you were hosting the show on DSTV was called what?
Making of a Mogul. I hosted 2 shows on DSTV.
Yeah.
DSTV in 2008, I was hosting Studio 53, which was light, and it was entertainment, it was glitz, it was glamour. And prior to that, that is what the kind of television I was used to hosting. When I got fired, but no, they changed things around at Mnet, and all 5 of us, my colleagues and I, you know, we got wiped out so that a new breed of young people would come in. That was a great moment. Looking back, it was nice to be fired. KSM, sometimes you get comfortable because everything comes to you like this. You know, people give you whatever you want. You don't ask. You know, you get to the airport and they upgrade you because you are this person. And then you, if your life is like mine, one day you lose everything, and people only, they kind of recognize the face, but it's, I say minimu. Oh, they're being on. So we all shook kakra. How can I see us? They're being on. Go ahead and sit in your economy. But yeah, I lost everything. Everything. Completely. Ground zero.
Wow.
But yeah, picking everything up and being here is another story.
Yeah. It's a great story.
It is. I'm very proud of it. Very proud of it. In 2008 and 9, I had 2 babies back to back. Don't ask. Getting pregnant, gaining, gosh, like 100 pounds. You don't know what, anyway, you're a man. How would you know what it feels like?
I know what it looks like.
Yeah, you know. Terrible physical change. And in our work, the physical comes with what we do.
That's right.
And then, of course, there are people who assume that, well, because you're married and you have kids now, you're not going to be available to do whatever, but it's the only way you know how to eat. So when that's yanked from under you, you have to now re-strategize. And how do you re-strategize when you have 2 kids? When you have this career that otherwise puts you on a plane every single day? My father is my biggest supporter, and I remember having very in-depth conversations about everything from politics to whatever, and every time we spoke, little nuggets of wisdom. One day it occurred to me, I said, but God has given me all these talents. God has furnished me with all these abilities and this personality, but God didn't say that you must use all these talents at the same time. So at a time when I realized that I was useless to the lens, I went behind the scenes, and that started the Viasat One.
Oh,
So from Viasat, I got discovered by iFactory, because they came there for a few meetings, and iFactory, Michael said, listen, I didn't even know that you were a TV presenter. It was actually my assistant who said she used to be very famous. Because at the time I was writing formats for TV, I was making budgets for television, and his assistant said, do you know who she is? And he said, no. And she said, well, she used to be this famous TV presenter. You know, she was really, really hot. I don't know what happened. That's not what she really said, but. And so he came back a few days after. He said, listen, I have this show called Pamper Your Mum. And it's about a presenter surprising all these mothers, sometimes in rural areas where they've been let down by their husbands, brothers, whatever it is, but they are trying to pick up the pieces. And I think, I haven't seen your work yet, but I think
you have the look.
And I said, no. I'm happy with it. Oh, yeah. KSM, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, there were all these things happening around me with celebrities. I didn't know how to use these things. And this is 2010. I didn't know how to use these things. And for me at the time, I'd been out of, the game for so long that I thought, it comes with celebrity, and these are things, the way you dress, and I didn't know how to do these things, And you go away for a year. When you come back, everything's changed.
Everything is changed, yeah.
So I said no. And he's like, why wouldn't I? Was like, yeah, I like where I am, or, let me just stay and do my productions and go to my family at the end of the day. And he kept pushing and pushing, and one day I said, you know what, I'm going to try the first season. If it doesn't work out, promise me that you let me out of the contract. The first season was fantastic, but another thing in the first season, another door it opened was I started talking about business, and I love business, women in business, etc. And so Michael created Making of a Mogul, where I would travel anywhere and everywhere in the world, speaking to African entrepreneurs who also have a story. And then KSM, it's just, people just started calling me again. They just started, the phone would ring and it would be this person who has this event. And, oh, I saw you on DSTV. But obviously at home, nobody knew that I was doing anything, which was okay at the time. I needed that, I needed that time off. And then the pieces just started coming together again. Obviously, by the time I came back, I was a mother with 2 kids. So I had to make the kinds of decisions that puts me in that category of a mature grown woman. And it wasn't easy because everyone is young and funky and fresh. But I'm here.
You're here.
Yes.
You are here.
Yes.
Show some love one more time, man. Amazing, amazing. You made the decision to now, let me do backstage work.
It was
actually was sowing the seeds for your comeback.
Yes, it was tough to figure out what to do, KSM. I won't lie to you. What do you do? Do you stay home and mind your business? But then something just kept telling me, you have so much more to offer. Just try it and see. When Jocelyn was brought in as the host of the One Show, I remember first meeting her and thinking, well, I mean, she knows what she's doing, so she doesn't really need me, that sort of thing. But every single day, you knew that she wanted to grow. She wanted to move away from where she was to somewhere else. And for me, God kept saying, give her what you have. I swear to you, every single morning, it's like I pray, God, please, I pray that today the production will go on well without a hitch. And God kept saying, give her what you have. I have no formal training in broadcasting. I have no formal training in public speaking. I have no formal oh no, are we on TV now? Oops. No, but I have no formal training in anything I make money from. But I only have my heart. And I can only give and help and support. So it was nice because she just like a sponge, she just kind of like grabbed everything. And it was so nice to see my work. And she was growing and I could see my work, and then PY came in, obviously. So at a point in time, feeling like, oh, well, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? It went away. And I didn't have to be in front of the camera to feel like I was useful. I could be behind the camera and know that I was the boss. And it was nice.
Show some love, man. I wish I could talk to you forever. But
I know.
But that's great, though. That's great. Your comeback has been magnificent. It's a great story, because it would almost have seemed like the end of the world,
It was the end of the world.
2 kids, and all the stuff that comes with childbearing and all. But you came back, you bounced back, and here you are today. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, KSM. Thank
Congratulations, man. Show some love, man. All right. All right. So stick around, folks. Show some love for Anita Erskine one more time. All right. Let's stick around. There's more to come. We'll be right back.